All right, good Saturday evening. I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to bring you up to date. Most of the flood warnings now have expired. We have the alert day. This is going to be the theme as we go into next week. Sunday, we're going to have a few storms around. I think overall they'll be less numerous. We do have that heat advisory, and I think we'll have heat advisory generally all of next week. And we also have that potential for some flash flooding. I'll take that full, let you absorb that. And then we'll do some nowcasting here on Doppler radar. And again, we appreciate you tuning in. I'll have more coming up at 10. And we talked about this at 14 News at 6. Not a big surprise. National Weather Service, they took out the remaining heat advisories for Saturday. They're in effect now for Sunday. And I think this will be kind of the theme that we're in all next week. So officially we'll start at noon on Sunday and go till 8 p.m. and it covers all the counties that we're responsible for. Could even see some excessive heat warnings as we go to next week. So this is the heat indices that we're looking at. I think we'll have more as far as a base layer of sunshine once we work off a few clouds tomorrow, but kind of a range 102 to 103, and it can go up as high as 110 during the afternoon, especially with all this rain. Now, hey, we always want to pass along the good. The flooding threats for Saturday night, overnight, they're off the board. We had a level 3 threat across the area, so those now have been scrubbed off the board. The atmosphere is nice and stable. But for tomorrow, and the one change this morning is we're back into a level 2 threat for some flash flooding. Won't take much. Now, not everybody's going to see rain tomorrow, but the folks that do, pretty quickly with these slow-moving storms, especially they don't have the upper-level support, so they kind of sit over the same locations where the rain piles up, and then we'll have an isolated flooding threat as we go into Monday, and then we'll transition into some drier weather. Here on Doppler radar, I'm going to show you the rain. I'm just going to let this sit for a second. This is radar indicated. Of course, we had record rainfall at the airport. Some of your rain totals, but I put as many on here as I could. Look at this in northern Wayne County up to Clay County, 6.3. So we'll have to keep an eye on the Little Wabash River. And then about Vanderburgh County, about 2 inches of rain. 5.6 over towards Burnside, Du Bois County, Pike 3.4, and even up into Gibson County. You guys had those initial flood warnings this morning. So a lot of folks 2, 3, 4 inches of rain with those pockets there of higher amounts. So the dual polarization of Doppler radar will capture about 80%, which actually has fallen. Now I'm taking Doppler, we'll widen it out just a bit. No additional showers out there. Could have a few pop-up showers as we go through the overnight hours. Now, this has been the coolest day so far in July with all of the extensive cloud cover. We only hit a high of 82. Third consecutive day, we had record rainfall for the 19th, 2.16, which I'll highlight. It goes back and knocks out a record. I'll take this full that goes all the way back to 1921. We had 1.45 in the rain gauge, so don't have many records that have lasted over 100 years. So that got knocked out pretty quickly with those storms that pushed on through. So as we go through tomorrow, we could even see some pockets up to 1 inch of rain. We do have temperatures overall into the 70s right now. It is humid out there, but here are the outlooks. These are the 6 and 10-day outlooks. We're going to be guiding well above average during that time frame, even through the end of July, even some of the guidance into early August, solidly above average. Now, at one time back in early July, this portion of the month was scheduled to be below normal. And then these are the 8 and 14-day outlooks concerning precipitation. That we're going to be scheduled to be drier than average, which we've had plenty of rain. We've had over 6 inches of rain now for the month. I'll just take this full here. Stray storms possible as we go through tonight, lows down to 72. And then for tomorrow, scattered afternoon thunderstorms, especially with all this moisture. Temperatures will rocket up to 95. Remember, we only hit 82 today. And here's the latest guidance, not showing a whole lot as we go forward through the rest of tonight. Winds will be southwesterly. So as we go into Sunday, if you're out for early services, should be all right, breezy. We do have a few clouds out there. This is being underreported, though. I think we'll overall have a 3 in 10 chance of a few pop-up showers. Guidance not showing a whole lot. Boy, if we catch a dry day, probably won't have a lot of complaints because the corn and soybeans in pretty good shape. And then another disturbance comes through Monday morning in the pre-dawn hours. Now, I wanted to cover the severe weather threats. They overall are lower today. As we go into Sunday afternoon, I think we're fine during the morning. A level 1 threat for a few severe thunderstorms as we go through Sunday. The best timings during the afternoon. Now today we have that tornado threat north of Interstate 64, and that didn't materialize. In fact, we had no tornado warnings generally in the Midwest or the Southeast. We do have that damaging wind threat as we go into Sunday, and then that flooding threat, of course. And this following up here Monday, some additional chances for some showers, just those pop-up showers and storms generally during the peak heating hours as we go through that time frame. And here's the extended forecast. All alert days, generally due to heat with a pop-up storm here and there overall. But look at those temperatures, and that's only part of the story. That heat index, kind of a range of 102 to 103, up as high as 110. So if you're just tuning in, the flooding threats are over for Saturday. They're back in Sunday, but showers and storms will be scattered in nature. So generally, there's really nothing above 40% in the extended forecast overall. So that's the latest. I'll have more coming up at 14 News at 10 and on our 14 First Alert weather app. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night and enjoy the rest of your weekend.